Can you hear us? I'm sorry, Lia. We got it together. Okay, she's coming off. We can get started.
Do you see us on Facebook? Okay, we are live. We're
Sharita.
live.
I don't know if she can hear you. Sharita, we're on.
Okay. Did you want to go ahead and get started? Because you're doing the welcome remarks.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us today as we discuss the life of St. Louis Poet Laureate Emeritus Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore. My name is Lanita Blackman, and I am the president of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Gamma Omega Chapter, and the Ivy Alliance Foundation. What is a poet laureate emeritus, you ask? It is a poet honored for their achievements. They are appointed for life and expected to compose poems for special occasions. It is one who is regarded by its region or country and is most eminent or representative poet. In St. Louis, the St. Louis Poet Laureate will promote the art of poetry and encourage literacy and learning throughout the St. Louis region. So whether you saw Mrs. LeFlore perform in person, taped recordings, or through her collaborative works with her daughter Lia, you knew that she was special. Thank you to the Target for the Arts Committee and its chairman, Mrs. Sharita Barnes, and co-chair, Ms. Linda Burnside, for bringing this vision to life this morning. And thank you to those of you watching on Facebook Live and YouTube, and to our sorority members who are here with us today. And with that, I say good afternoon.
Thank you all. So now we are going to have Mrs. Rose Coleman talk about the significant work of Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore.
Good morning. Just to highlight just a little bit about Shirley Bradley LeFlore, a lifelong poet, activist, and educator, a St. Louis Poet Laureate Emeritus, Shirley J. Bradley Price LeFlore dedicated her life to storytelling and empowering others to share their stories. An intersectional feminist long before the term was coined, LeFlore was a driving progressive voice for St. Louisans, representing the city during pivotal moments like the 1968 Poor People Campaign and the March on Washington. Her innovative style of poetry and spoken word brought with it acclaim from literary icons like Sonia Sanchez and late great James Baldwin and Amiri Baraka, Tony K. Bambara, just to name a few. LeFlore was an original member of the renowned Black artists group, co-founded by her late husband, noted jazz musician Floyd LeFlore. In 1981, she gave a platform to a new era of artists when she founded the Creative Arts and Expressive Lab, known as CAEL, in St. Louis. This was an intergenerational local arts consortium and an incubator for poetry, dance, music, and visual arts. Her full-length poetry anthology, Brass Bones and Rainbows, the collective work of Shirley Bradley LeFlore, and the prolific ode to the strength of women, Rivers of Women, were simultaneously published in 2013 by the Two Leaf Press in New York City. The latter, adapted to the synonymous stage play and directed by her daughter, LeFlore Ituin, in 2011 and 2013, with sold out limited runs at the Missouri History Museum. Throughout her 50-year career, LeFlore performed locally, nationally, and internationally, including a historic performance at Carnegie Hall with Don Byron and fellow St. Louis native and woodwind virtuoso J.D. Perrin, and touring and performing across Europe with the late Grammy-nominated soul and gospel artist Fontella Bass. In May 2019, LeFlore passed away in her home surrounded by her family after a hard-fought battle with kidney disease. She is survived by her 3 daughters, 4 grandchildren, and a rich legacy of serving St. Louis through her support of countless artists and students. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shirley Bradley LeFlore. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we are going to move to a special tribute to Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore. She has taught at several colleges in her career, and one of them was Webster University. At Webster, she became Assistant Dean of Students, and now we have a special tribute from Black-ish actress Jennifer Lewis, who is a 1979 graduate who mentioned her help.
Hi everybody, it's Jennifer Lewis, and I am here to honor my dear friend, Shirley LeFlore. Wow, it was 1975. I was a freshman at Webster University, and Shirley was my assistant dean of students. And whenever I had a problem, which was every hour on the hour, I would run to Shirley's office and cry and pout, and what was I, 18, 19? Oh my God. Shirley was a rock. She was a rock for all of us. She made us feel like we were important. She made us feel like we were part of a symphony that was playing beautiful music. And she would never let us put our instruments down. I went into her office one day and I had done a scene, and this one girl came behind me and she did almost the exact thing I did. So I was crying. I was like, Shirley, every time I do something, somebody else will do it and imitate me. Well, she responded with words so profound that I keep them with me to this day. She said, Jennifer, from what I've seen, by the time they've caught on to what you're doing, you've gone on to something new anyway. So I've been going on to something new since that moment. And I want to sing this song to my girl. Thank you, Shirley LeFlore, for being so good to me. Thank you, Shirley LeFlore, for helping me see. If I do my best and leave the rest, I'll meet my destiny. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you from the class of 1979 and every life you touched at Webster College. I love you.
So now, I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's see. So now we are going to move to the next segment of the program. And we are so honored here to have Lia Bradley Price LeFlore with us. And I think she might have dropped off. She has a bad connection, but I am going to tell you a little bit about her. And then we're going to go into her tribute to her mom. Lia Beth LeFlore is a noted television producer and film producer and music supervisor and national best-selling author. She has worked at Nickelodeon, Uptown Records Entertainment, Wolf Films Universal, Alan Heyman Development Productions, where she served as an in-house producer and head of TV development for nearly a decade, brokering lucrative deals on various high-profile television, film, and music projects. She has also partnered with numerous profile television producers, more recently, John Wells on Things That Make White People Uncomfortable, currently in development at HBO Max, and Emmy Award-winning director, Anthony Hemingway. LeFlore is the author of 8 critically acclaimed books, 2 of which are national bestsellers. Her titles, Wildflower, which was released in 2009, Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil, The Life, Legacy, and Love of My Son, Michael Brown, that came out in 2020, in which she co-authored with Leslie McSpadden, mother of the slain Ferguson teen. These are currently in development with a major Hollywood studio in partnership with super producers Reggie to be turned into a television series. With her attached as executive producer, LeFlore is also the co-founder and executive director of the literary arts-based nonprofit, the Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore Foundation Creative Arts and Expression Laboratory, which honors LeFlore's late mother, St. Louis Poet Laureate Emeritus and two-leaf press author, Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore. And now we have a very special tribute to her. And I will share my screen for that. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to Chez Shirley. We have created a bit of an afternoon salon. I want to thank my sorors, the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I want to thank the audience at large for welcoming us into this pivotal platform that our sorority has to support artists and artistry. I also want to welcome into this space today those who are members of other historically Black Greek organizations of the Divine Nine, as well as those who are just awesome jazz, poetry loving GDIs. I want to thank you for honoring my mother, Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore, who is the late Poet Laureate of St. Louis, Poet Laureate Emeritus, who is also in the Library of Congress. So today, in celebration of her, in the honor that Alpha Kappa Alpha is giving, and I want to thank so much the Gamma Omega chapter of St. Louis, Missouri. We want to do some pieces today that celebrate women, that celebrate you. They are taken from her quintessential collection of pieces for women, Rivers of Women, which was also a stage play performed at the St. Louis History Museum. And also this book is through her longtime publisher, Two Leaf Press. So thank you. And let's get started with The Women Gather. The women gather, Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore. The women gather like painted brides, a tapestry of eyes, hands, knees, hearts like open baskets, pieces of their peace, fragments of their dreams, snatches of their lives, with their mothers' rhythms, visions, breath prints wrapped in their bosom. The women gather, dropping tons of terracotta bowls, with their Bibles and charms, blues, boogie, herbs, oils, and curls. Seeing eyes and gospel pearls, heady laughter, lies, and tears. Rolling like Jordan, prayers, rituals, and folk tales, stuffed between their teeth. A bloodline rich and mahogany. The women gather, mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, and sweethearts, grannies, and Aunt Sister Belle and hoochies and their hellhounds and hollers. Their children and men, lost lovers, lifted, left over, forever and lasting with skeletons, secrets, gree-gree, and hush-hush, folded into little bitty pieces. The women gather, knitting hands, restitching their lives, reconnecting the circle, piecing the quilt to keep us warm from generations, for generations to come.
Shirley's energy was one where it drew you in and knew how to basically take you on a journey with her poem.
Now this was an all-time sort of favorite that a lot of people remember that Shirley would do. And it is that piece, I think, that just represents everything that we are in our womanness. This is I Have Known Women. I have known women, rivers of women, blue, black, tan, high, yellow, blue vein women, river crossing women, waters deep as the Nile, Mississippi as mud, seaboard and island ocean women, women who ride the wave and balance the tide, swimming women, water walking women, treading water, floating, going with the flow women, backstroking, jellyfishing, mud crawling women. I know women who drown, sinking women who sleep at the bottom of the waters. I have known women, flying women, hawk-eye and eagle wing, who spread, stir the nest, strike the wind and soar. Women who strap mercury around their ankles, making airborne feet. Diamond women who fly off the handle, up against brick walls and break wings. Women who fly non-stop with earlobes, elbows, toenails, and tongues like flying saucers. Fly-by-night women, swift-wing and blind as a bat at high noon. Straight up and fly right women. Women with magic under wings. I know women of wonder with moon eyes. I have known women. I have known women. Bold, brave, brass, and sassy women. Cinnamon breath and whispering smiles. Women with custom designed lifelines that make beauty a new face. Women with struggling wrists, jagged edges. Women with lifelines that read like worn out road maps. Yeah, I've known women, sweet bread and sourdough, rainbow wrapped. I have known women, women who see, who lay a third eye on an eagle, dare it to move and make it sink in a blink. Women who hear, who put an ear to a storm, X-ray alone, hear a cry before a teardrops. Women with keen nostrils who smell shit before it stinks. Yeah, women reminiscing and ruminating of the rudiments of roots and the source of nature's remedies. Diviners, root women. I have known women, troubled women with sacks, satchels, bags, and bundles of trouble. Women who serve trouble on a platter and chaos for dessert. Women who carry trouble like a bone with tall tales of who shot John about other women. Lying women with the sneaky Pete at the back door and cheat in the front room. Seesawing, hee-hawing, double-tongued, lying women, thieving women who steal your money, your honey, and unlaugh your money. Ooh, I have known women, women with pink cheeks, maple beans, ruby hips, swinging hips, facing paint full of hates. Women who sleep in your back pocket, wear you down to a nub, run you ragged as sauerkraut. word walkers between the foot of the mouth and the mouth of the sun, love sowers and seed planting women, birthing and bridging, praying women, standing ground women, travel in life with good vibes, laughing women, be merry with tears that turn crystal. I have known these women, these mothers and daughters and lovers and wives, these sisters and grannies, queenies, hoochies, these women who make women to make women to make men. I know these women. I have known women, rivers of women, blue, black, tan, high, yellow, blue vein women, knitting hands, collecting eyes, ribbons, photographs, hair clips, poems and stories, stringing pearls and parables, tears and smiles, gathering picnic baskets, silk gloves, birthmarks, teacups, ashes, picking the flowers, snatching the breath prints of women past, writing a song called Women, Rivers of Women, Rivers, Rivers, Rivers. Woo. That was a good piece.
Playing with her was like a holy experience because she and I bonded. I mean, you know, she taught me so much about how to do the spoken word, what you do as a bass player with the spoken word, you know. And when we played together, it was almost as if there were two minds working as one.
I mean, they came from everywhere. She became everybody's mamacita, right? She was like, after class, everybody would hang out in the pool room and the ping pong room because her office was down there. You know, I mean, cats like the World Saxophone Quartet come through there, J.D. Perrin, I mean, man, all kind of poets.
We got one last one for you, for the audience and for my beautiful, beautiful sorors of Alpha Kappa Alpha. This is Men Have Buttered My Bread. And before we go any further, we must give it up to these amazing, incredible, incomparable, renowned musicians. We have Stanley Coleman on sax.
Yeah.
Daryl Mixon on bass. And we have Kelly Wembley on congas. Percussion. Did I say it right? Congas, percussion, all of it. He does it all. So this is Men Have Buttered My Bread. And I think I got to let the music just kind of ride out a little bit because we know how amazing this piece is. How many of you have had your bread buttered on both sides? All right, let's get going. Take it away. for coming to Shea Shirley. Today's event was presented by the Gamma Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I want to give a special series of thanks to Lenita Blackman, the president, Vice President Bethany Williams, and thanks to the Target for the Arts Committee, Sharita Barnes, chairman, and Linda Burnside, co-chairman. I hope you enjoyed today's performances. Again, on behalf of myself and my sisters, Hope Price Lindsay and JC Price, we thank you for celebrating the late Poet Laureate Emeritus of St. Louis, Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore. Today's event helps us keep Shirley's legacy alive. I am the executive director and co-founder, along with my sisters, of the Shirley Bradley LeFlore Foundation, housed within the High-Low at the Kranzberg Arts Center. As I not only work to keep her legacy alive, I'm also deeply passionate about the awareness of diabetes and Alzheimer's. Shirley succumbed to diabetic complications that resulted in dementia. My father, the late jazz trumpeter and co-founder of BAG, Black Artist Group, Floyd LeFlore, also succumbed to Alzheimer's. More than 6 million people live with this disease, and it kills more people than breast cancer. The Black, Latin, and Asian communities are affected in disproportionate numbers. This October, the Walk to End Alzheimer's is back in St. Louis, and I encourage you to start a team or join a team. Please register at alz.org/STL Walk. Thank you and be blessed.
Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed that. That was absolutely amazing. Such an honorable tribute. And now we have Mrs. Lia with us, and I want to indulge you with some questions, if you are able to, about the work you did with this particular tribute, but also why you selected the poetry readings that you did. Because with those as well, I have the book here as well. So those resonated with me as well. So talk a little bit about that for me.
Well, first, I really want to thank everybody out there listening in the digital sphere. I want to thank you all, you beautiful ladies who put this together, because today was a day that I was scheduled to pick my daughter up from camp. And I am out in the wilderness, so I apologize. I don't have my beautiful background. I'm not stable, and you've had to tolerate my technical difficulties. So we pulled over at an IHOP for you, for everybody out there. And so I'm sorry for, my dress down moment, but I am so overwhelmed, as are my sisters who are watching. One is watching from the beach on the East Coast. The other is watching from her living room, Hope Price Lindsay and JC Price. And just when we got the call, although I am a member of our beloved organization, it really was so overwhelming and so humbling to get the call from you, Sora Sharita, and from Sora Linda, who is a close friend of the family. And she was at my mother's homegoing, which, 400 people attended. It was at the large church downtown, Christchurch Cathedral. It was just amazing. Just when Aretha Franklin thought she did it. We had musicians from everywhere, and, to be eulogized by the East St. Louis Poet Laureate and close dear friend Eugene Redmond, who blessings and prayers are out to him as he's recovering from surgery. So it meant a lot. As long as I have been a member of the sorority, and I work, as all of us do, to give our service and not to shine a light so much on ourselves. And so this is for Shirley, and just to know that our work in keeping her legacy alive and her words mean so much. So to answer your question, I think my sisters and I mean, I grew up imitating my mom. We all grew up, sort of practicing in the mirror, like you would grab a hairbrush and sing your favorite song. She had a piece called a Poem for a Black Woman, and it's my sister JC's favorite. And so she's probably a little more shy than myself and Hope. But boy, when she busts loose, that's her moment. So for me, Rivers of Women, which was a play that I staged and kind of workshopped a couple of runs, sold out runs at the History Museum. A part of that, a big piece, which is like what she's known for, is the piece I've Known Women. And probably my favorite line, and Kenya Vaughn, who used to be at the American, who's also a soror, when she was interviewing my mom, especially like in her last months after receiving the honor of Poet Laureate, long overdue, but well deserved honor. Her favorite thing that she would say when she saw my mom was, the whole "you unlaugh my funny" line, and so there's so many great moments, I think, that depict just saying, I know women, blue, black, yellow, high yellow, blue vein women. It just encompasses everything that we are as Black women, as women of color, all our shades, sizes, shapes, our beauty, our sass, our vulnerable sides, all of that. And so that's why I wanted to do that piece. It's a really hard piece to do. As you know, I was kind of out of breath a couple of times, and she could do it effortlessly. Men Have Buttered My Bread is just a fun piece. And it's one that whether you're in New York or in Italy or in St. Louis, whenever she performed that piece, it just kind of brought the house down, because you kind of get kind of funky with it. And so it's awesome. And I just really wanted to pick pieces that I think right now could uplift us as women and could show off our peacock feathers.
Sure. And so, and thinking about that, what's next? I know that you have a lot of things sort of coming out to honor your mom, and you all have some work together. So I want to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about that and what we should be expecting from you and the foundation.
Well, I'm in a great partnership with the Kransberg Arts Foundation, and being able to be one of the first groups of artists and artist organizations for us to get a prime real estate inside the high-low. And if obviously things are opening up now and have opened up fully, but obviously with the high-low, it was such a great moment. We cut the ribbon with Ken and Nancy Kransberg. My sister JC was there. And as soon as we cut the ribbon, like we went into like this whole COVID life, which is our new normal, right? And we still have to be careful. And I commend even just our organization as well as others in the Divine Nine. But I think we have really, really stood out as an organization in terms of safety, which is why we have to do this virtually. But it is a place where events are going to be held. I'm likely going to be doing a monthly event. My mother, the one thing about her that made her so unique, and so many other artists, even peers that were, her same age group and some that were older, a lot of them did not perform with musicians and dancers before she started to do it in the 70s, well, actually in the late 60s. And so we're going to be bringing that to life under KALE, the Creative Arts Expression Lab, which is what we're kind of giving a rebirth to 30 years later, housed there. And then she was the first woman and first Black woman to be the assistant dean of students at Webster when it was a college, which is Jennifer is one of her babies. All of them, babysat me, probably not by choice. But when I would have to be, as my sisters were away, at college and living their, lives as young adult women, I would have to go everywhere with my mother. And they're 9 and 11 years older than me. So I spent a lot of time on the Webster campus. And Jennifer Lewis, Stan Coleman, oh my gosh, Michael Bracey, who is a phenomenal, well-known photographer based in Chicago, but he went to Webster, and all of those photographs are part of his collection. And so also our soror Kim, who is in Gamma Omega, they all, actually, to be very honest, she, as well as another soror who went to Webster, Susan, when I as a little girl, it was my first time seeing Pink and Green. I mean, and they had paddles, and I mean, watching them. And as soon as I got to college, I said I wanted to be an AKA, because those women as young women just really were impressive to me, and they were classy, and they were beautiful, and they were stylish, and so Webster was an awesome experience for me to grow up there, really. And so all these years later, now, I mean, I've worked with Jennifer. I've hired her on New York Undercover. She came into an audition, and anybody who knows Jennifer Lewis, and her sister, I saw her, is in the chapter, but Jennifer came in that audition and didn't even start. She said, Lia LeFlore, Shirley's liar. I'll be, and I won't say what else she said. She said, I'm auditioning for you. And then we got to work together on a couple of sitcoms that I was the exec on. So, for me, it's coming home was not planned, but it was God's plan. And so spending those last 2 years with my sister, JC, really taking care of my mom and having been kind of the lead caregiver for both of them. And, this was a moment to celebrate, but it was also a moment to shout out just to caregivers out there. So many of us are, so many out there who are not in this organization, who are just listening and watching. And I know the pain because I've lived it. And so that's why I have to take a moment and always acknowledge diabetes and Alzheimer's, because, that disease in particular will just rip you out, it will just tear you down, rip you up, and deplete you. And so to anybody out there that's caregiving or who has been through that, my heart is with you. We stand in a whole other sorority, right? So the work continues. The one thing, it's so easy, and as much as we love St. Louis, and those of us who are from here, it's also a place where a lot of people have to leave to become famous or to get their accolades. My father and, Oliver Lake and Bakita Carroll, and they all left as the core musicians of back in and went and recorded an album that was like a seminal album for free jazz in Paris, and became sort of these darlings over there, and then had to kind of get their accolades that way. My mother, traveled and toured with Fontella Bass, who is from St. Louis, the late Fontella Bass, and it's a shame, but I think that there's so much talent that has come out of St. Louis. There's so much talent that's there. I give shout outs to, just the legacy of Sumner High School, because, and I know that the fight is on. I'm trying to be a part of that fight to keep it alive, to give it a new birth, because there's so much talent. People automatically think Chuck Berry and Tina Turner, which is awesome. But I mean, you got the Fifth Dimensions, you got those members of BAG, Black Artist Group, you got my mom, you got, you just got so many greats. And so if my work is to be here, to make sure people don't forget her. I was just so honored, my sisters and I, when we went and celebrated on her birthday, it would have been her 81st birthday, March the 6th, and to see her mural. She's the first mural that went up on the side of the high-low. I mean, Tennessee Williams is going to go up. All of these great, iconic, writers, and she was the first face. So I am finishing a film with the Kranzbergs called Poetry in Motion. St. Louis Poets Take the Mic. So look out for that coming soon. I know that they will be pushing that. I have my own projects through Dolly's Girls Productions, which was named after my sisters and I, and my mom's mom, our grandma. And, I'm just doing everything I can to honor what we got in St. Louis, and yes, not looking at my return, which was unexpected, as, oh my gosh, people say, well, how do you like being back here versus LA or New York? I lived there in my 20s and most of my 30s, and I'm still connected, which is the beauty of it, but I'm really a St. Louis girl. So I'm liking being there. I'm liking planning with my sisters. The writers, I want to do a young writers series, and all those things are forthcoming. The website was supposed to have launched this week, but it will be up. So stay tuned for that. And we are looking to endow a scholarship at Webster. Awesome. We have been in conversation with the chancellor and the head of development and alumni relations, and that will be coming soon. So we're looking to, what a setback is nothing but a setup for a comeback, right?
That's right.
So
Yeah.
that's what we're doing post-COVID. And
Yeah.
then, I still have TV projects. So Wildflowers, which is a book that features my mom's poetry, is set up at CBS Studios. So that is in development. And then my mom and I started working on her memoir, and I was writing it and filming her as we went along. I just got a grant from Divided City, and we're finishing up her documentary, my sisters and I. So we're working on all those things, and looks like the memoir will come out on Two Leaf Press in December. We may be pushing it to the top of 2022 because we want to make sure that magazines and any kind of press coverage, all that stuff happens. So look out for that, which, I Collect My Eyes is the name of that book.
You have a lot of amazing things, and I just hope that you just keep us in contact so we can celebrate with you and support you as well, because Target 4, we salute the arts, and we really want to make sure that we highlight the talent here. So this is an important segue into just how your mom's work has influenced others. And so we have Mrs. Andrea Hayes. She is going to read some of your mother's work. It's going to be an introduction by Ryan. And then, Lia, we have an up-and-coming St. Louis poet, Ariel Gordon, who is absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
So talk about, paying it forward and sort of passing the torch. And so I'll go ahead and let Ryan introduce Angie. Thank you.
Thank you. Today I have the honor of introducing Andrea Angie Hayes. Andrea Angie Hayes, MED, has more than 40 years of dance experience. She began her professional career at the early age of 9. As a child, she was in productions for the Muni and a St. Louis steam heat dancer. She continued to dance throughout high school and college, on both the dance team and in musical theater performances. She has performed in numerous main stage and touring shows for the St. Louis Black Repertory Company, that Uppity Theater Company, taken lessons at the Ailey Studio in New York City, and is an active member of the Praise Dance Ministry at the Shalom Church, City of Peace. She also taught theater and dance at various dance studios, the Black Rep, and coached a high school varsity dance team. Now she serves as a judge for the Missouri Dance Team Association at the regional level. Andrea is a 21-year member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and is currently a member of the Gamma Omega Graduate Chapter, where her current role is Ivy Leaf reporter and social media chair. Andrea is also a published, multi-award winning educator and currently a high school teacher in the Jennings School District and an adjunct professor at St. Louis Community College, Florissant Valley campus. When she has spare time, she loves to read, travel, and spend time with her family and friends. Please welcome Andrea Angie Hayes.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Sora Ryan. I chose to read the poem, Love Poem, by Shirley Bradley Price LeFlore. I am a love poem. Let me be. I am not light. I am not heavy. I am neither right nor wrong. Just consider me the balance. I sit low in the corner of your left eye and see inside the depth high in your right. I stand in the center of space and confirm the substance of time. I am a love poem. Let me be. I am tired by your lamenting, tired of you trying to direct my course, falsely accuse me, explain me, blame me for your own shortcomings. And to be very frank, I am tired of you always trying to kill yourself in my name. I am the living. Call me love. You assault me, throw me against stone walls, stomp on me, Maul me with your knees, squash me between your toes, spit on me, then say love is painful? You insult me, put me down, shake me down, call me weak, starve me like hungry, let me go naked. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Soraya, I hope that warms your spirit and soul in a way.
I have to just tell you, Mrs. Andrea Hayes, soror. I am so touched because I think when my sisters and I hear other people pay homage to our mom like this, it just lets us know that the gift that she has, it's like that gift that keeps on giving. You did it beautifully. I am full. I thank you for cherishing her words. And yeah, she could talk about how we feel. She could talk about that. How many times do we blame love? And that was amazing. Thank you. I'm touched.
Thank you. And so now you all, we have, we talk about intergenerational, the transmission, sort of passing the torch. And now we have our next poet, and I'm going to read a little bit about her. Ariel Gordon is currently a rising sophomore at Howard University who is majoring in Afro-American studies. As an Afro-Am sister, Ariel brings a unique spiritual, multidisciplinary, artistic, unwavering energy that works well in the community in any space she enters. Ariel expresses herself through many art forms like poetry, music, physical art, photography, cooking, and more. Ariel also has a knack for organizing and facilitating with people. This can be seen through her work as co-president of Metro's Black Student Union, many organized art festivals, and her newly founded collective Life. Despite many trials and obstacles, Ariel always finds her way and succeeds. This summer, Ariel landed a summer intern role with the Organization for Black Struggle. She works mainly with St. Louis Second War under Project Keiki. Some tasks she does regularly include violence prevention as public health, working with STL politicians, getting youth jobs, and providing additional resources and knowledge. This is only the beginning for Ariel as she would continue to heal and shine her authentic light around the world. It's only up from here. Thank you, Ariel.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Like Dr. Bibi, I call her Dr. Bibi said, my name is Ariel. Sometimes I may go by energy when I do music or poetry, stuff like that. So first I want to thank Dr. Bibi for connecting me to this wonderful occasion. And I really enjoyed learning so much about this poet and this ancestor. And even when you guys did like music and stuff like that in the poetry, along with the music, I really felt that in the spirit. So I just want to thank y'all for that. So I have two pieces that I will be doing. The first is a song called Why Don't You Love Me? And the second one is a spoken word poem called Vaco Buildings. And I just created it Thursday because I was just inspired by the Vaco Buildings and some things that I was talking about other people. So I'll start off with the song and then I'll end off with the poem, if that's all right with everybody. Okay. I'll be doing a song a cappella. Okay. Why don't you love me? I see that all the things I be, and why do you judge me? When you only judge envy, and why do you tell me that your love is not complete when I'm the one that's supposed to bring you to your knees? I just want a mama. What I'm gonna do with this youth? I said I want a mama. If I really tell the truth, I said I want this mama. But your mama don't want you. I guess sometimes you just got to do just what you do. Cause I don't want my papa. What I'm gonna do with that dude? I said I need no drama. And purple sometimes be the bruise. I say no, not the papa. Not for girls like me from the Lou. I guess we always knew. What's her name? I think it's Dr. Angelou. Cause I don't need that quitter. What I'm gonna do with that dude? I said he leave, go figure. I guess sometimes mama beat you. I thought I had that quitter. But that would suggest that you, I guess sometimes to grow and learn, you just gotta cut them loose. Cause why don't you love me and see that all the things I be, and why do you judge me when you only judging me, and why do you tell me that your love is not complete when I'm the one that's supposed to bring you to your knees? I just want a mama. What I'm gonna do with this youth? I said I want a mama. If I really tell the truth, I said I want this mama. But your mama don't want you. I guess sometimes you just got to do just what you do. Ba-do-da-da, ba-da. Ba-da, ba-da, da, do, da, ba-da-do-da-da, ba-da. Ba-da, ba-da, da, do, da, do, ba-do-da-da, ba-da. Ba-da, ba-da, da, do, da, do-da-do-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da, ba-da. 1, 2, 3, why don't you love me? And see that all the things I'll be, and why do you judge me when you only judging me, and why do you tell me that your love is not complete when I'm the one that's supposed to bring you to your knees? I just want a mama. What I'm gonna do with this youth? I said I want a mama. If I really tell the truth, I said I want this mama. But your mama don't want you. I guess I had to learn that I am the mother that is true. So that's the first song, everyone. And now I'll just go into my poem. Like I said before, the poem is about vacant buildings. I don't know if y'all like kind of see North St. Louis, West Side St. Louis. I kind of see like vacant buildings, the grass and all the stuff like that. So I just made a poem about that. Okay, I'll start off. A Vaco building with mold and roaches growing in the ceiling represents the souls of the people, oaken, tired, and bewildered. A building whose scabs holds one's wounds, band-aids of blindness can't blind you. Soon you get used to the pain that consumes you, cave in and burn into the room. The hearts get used to a pain, feel safe in this familiar rage. Vacant building, vacant page, used to a place with rage, minimum war they wage. Heal, they say heal, but how can you heal a broken state, broken foundation, broken gate? We dance in fields of grown, run away in streets not our own. Mama cleans, daddy steams, father and father apart. Citizens from here and far look at us vacant buildings with broken hearts. The same you and I, burning phoenixes that never seem to rise. Cages planted, vacant buildings reaching to the sky to leave this place and finally fly away. Sway with the wind, angelic friend to all her kin. What do we do faced with the world spin? Will we one day ascend? You, my friends, stay grounded and rooted like the trees that grow this land. Adapt to the change as the wind flows to its own lane. Find your saying as a fledgling bird finds her wings. Dream even when it seems the light within never finds her beam. Baco building standing without life, roof in a ceiling. Baco building falling apart piece by piece when all you needed was healing. Baco building where you can't call upon home and all the ones you love just seem to be gone. Just know that you're not alone and all the cracks and crescents have only grown. A heart and soul that knows more than told, a melody of blues and a foundation of soul, a gathering of lost ones up upon that yellow brick road. For you, our stories have not been told, and our stories and souls not to be sold. So you plant your foot down like an arch with magnifying sound. Learn the power within, and the true story will soon stand. For you is I, and I is you, and we go together stronger like ancient bamboo. Though life may be toxic like conjure can too, know that I'll always be there for you the way that lost souls do. For we are forever like dogs that flock together. For we are forever like ducks that flock together. For we are forever like a sweater in this cold, cold weather. For you are my better, and our story's the letter to all the lost ones. May we rise together. Thank y'all.
Ariel, that was so great. Yay. That's one of my favorite mentees. That's so inappropriate to say right now, but you're awesome. Okay, so now we are going to move through the programming.
I have a question. I just have to say this. No, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry because I know how we are on schedule and stuff. But this young sister, A, I need her number. B, my mother dedicated her whole life to young people, bringing up the next generation. And oh my God, if she could just meet you, if she could have just heard you. But I have heard you, and I need you over at CALE, Creative Arts and Expression Lab. And listen, whatever I can do to help you, young sister, I love your energy. I love your spirit. I see why you go by energy. And you went to Metro?
I went to Metro, yes.
Okay. So my older sister, Price Lindsay was the first graduating class from Metro, and she's a Howard alum.
Yeah, I'm
So
following the
right
trend.
on. And I'm gonna let you continue, Soror Sharita, but baby, you got it. And power to you, young sister.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely give you my contact.
Yeah, and I will, and I'll definitely do that. And it's interesting because Ariel was very, very bold, even at WashU and wanting to work with me. She was one of the students that have always just stood out, and her energy resonates everywhere. So this young sister is on to some amazing things. I'm just honored to just be in everybody's presence and then to salute your mom. This was absolutely amazing.
I agree with you, Dr. BB. I remember Ariel as well at WashU, and I just told a friend who is watching, Ariel has always been woke. She has always embraced everything Black. I remember when you wrote a poem or rap about loving your locks and loving natural hair, and went back to Girls Inc. and with your group did the service project to teach the younger girls about embracing their natural hair and loving their locks. So I love seeing you evolve.
You up from here, sister, up from here. I'm sorry, someone else wanted to say something? Okay, this was absolutely amazing. Sor Bethany?
Good afternoon. We're 3 minutes into the afternoon, so I can say that this has been another awesome program that Gamma Omega and the Ivy Alliance Foundation has put forward. We continue to energize ourselves on Saturday. We continue to share positive information that uplifts us as women, as servants in the community. And this has just been another great Saturday to show the awesome work of the Target for the Arts. I want to say a special thank you to all of our special guests today, as this has come together over the last few months, and we were just excited about taking on this experience and sharing this information with the community. St. Louis, one thing I enjoy about St. Louis is the rich culture and the heritage when it comes to the arts in this city and what it brings to the world, and as our musicians, as our artists. And so I say thank you to everyone that has joined us today. So on behalf of the 408 members of Gamma Omega Chapter and the Ivy Alliance Foundation, I thank everyone for joining us today, and continue to follow us on social media, because we will be back with more impactful information and workshops as we continue to be of service to all mankind. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.